The coalition of Rivers State leaders has urged President Bola Tinubu to intervene in the ongoing political brawl between the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom, Wike, and his successor, Governor Siminalayi Fubara. The coalition emphasized that the president's involvement is crucial to safeguarding the stability of the state. They accused the federal government of neglecting the situation, which they claim is escalating tensions across Rivers State. The group also warned that the prolonged standoff could lead to a severe conflict if not swiftly addressed. The group condemned what it termed ongoing efforts by Wike's allies to destabilize the government, including recent utterances by the former interim committee chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Tony Okocha, accusing the governor of sponsoring the anti-bad government protest, which they described as inflammatory. To discuss this, we're joined by Factional Chairman, Ikwerre Local Government Area, Rivers State, Samuel Nwanosike. Samuel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, my beautiful and elegant sister, for having me. You look so gorgeous and you look so wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Was the president's previous intervention helpful enough to expect more this time if he intervened that would truly address the Wike-Fubara political situation?
Yeah, my sister, before I will go into answering this question, maybe you're not aware that the Supreme Court of our land, which is the highest court, made a pronouncement and gave a judgment of court on the 11th of July. And the certified true copy of that judgment is before you in your studio. You can take time and get a copy from your studio so that you'll be abreast with what the reality of the laws of Nigeria is at today. Like you know, any law or any interpretation of the law made by the Supreme Court is final until the Supreme Court revises itself. And Supreme Court has said that I, Dr. Nwanosike Samuel, not by my own making, but by the mistakes or errors of Governor Siminalayi Wike-Fubara, that the Rivers House of Assembly led by Martins Amehule has extended my term in office for the first 6 months. And that I also have another opportunity to enjoy another 6 months in case election is not conducted.
All right, I think I've allowed you to speak on this, the court ruling, but the question I did ask, because this does not impact you alone, I'm looking at the Rivers State entirely, and I'm asking this call for the president's intervention in the political situation, particularly as it affects the rancor between the current minister of the Federal Capital and Governor Fubara. So talk to us about that.
Yes, I'm coming to that because when you call me factional chairman, you create a lacuna that which you need to correct because you're going against the laws of Nigeria. It's just that you know that.
There are contentious issues at the moment, and if you feel slighted, sir, that can be addressed. But the question I'm asking you has to do with a holistic. There are issues. The matter you're talking about is in court. I don't have the current update, and you've been fair enough to give us that highlight, but you've addressed that. So please, could you go ahead and respond to the question I asked, sir? Hello? Okay, I think we're having issues with his connection. Samuel, can you hear me, please? Hello, sir. If you can hear me, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you, man.
Okay, we're time constrained. That's why I seem to be insisting. Please go ahead and respond to the question.
So the question I'm saying is that these same elders who are calling on Mr. President to intervene, they are the same elders who took Mr. President to court, up to Court of Appeal. These same elders. 3 among them who did this press conference today are part of those who instituted the case in court from Court of First Instance, and they were told they had no jurisdiction. They went and appealed and they lost. What did Mr. President do wrong? Mr. President, as the president, not even a member of our political family or political party, called us to the villa and said, gentlemen, I have been in these shoes before. I have seen this before, and I know how to solve this problem. Please, I want you people to implement this 8-point agenda. I don't want to hear about impeachment. Mr. Governor, you cannot take budgets to 4-man assembly when you have a 27-man assembly. Mr. Governor, return all those commissioners that have resigned based on this crisis. Mr. Governor, don't tamper with the tenure of the local government chairman. Don't seize their allocation. Conduct local government election. Don't do caretaker committee. Mr. Governor, will you do all this as you live here? And the governor said yes. That if you will do them, sign. Mr. Minister, sign. Party chairman, sign. APC chairman, sign. Everybody signed. Dr. Peter Odili, our father, was the one that read this communique. At each point, Mr. President said, wait, let the governor understand what you're reading. And only for us to come back to Rivers State, people mounted the rostrum, started abusing Mr. President, went as far as telling him he has no role to play in Rivers State. Oh, they turned it to ethnic bias. They even went to court. And at the end of the day, even when the governor came and said, I did not sign this thing under duress, because a young man was not mentioned in that peace accord, who never existed before the eyes of the law, he insisted that they will not obey that 8-point agenda. Today, with all the busy schedule of Mr. President, you think it is right for them to call Mr. President again to come? Is it that Mr. President has no duty or he has no responsibility?
All right, Samuel, there's a part of the question I want to ask you. There's another part of the question I want to ask you, and that has to do with you and other leaders in the state. There are people who say this repeat calls for presidential assistance implies that there is something flawed in the quality of political players in Rivers State. It indicates that you don't seem to have the ability to resolve your issue. And frankly, if every state in the country is calling on the presidency, how will we provide governance, good governance to the people?
It is simple. Providing good governance is not a difficult task, man. The laws are clear. The governor of Rivers State should understand that we are practicing constitutional democracy. And he will govern the people of Rivers State with the rule of law. The governor must govern the people of Rivers State with an appropriation law. That law seeks to say he will spend ABCD in ABCD item. The governor must not choose which court order to obey or not to obey. If he wants foreign investment to come into Rivers State, he must make sure that all court decisions, whether in his favor or against his favor, must be obeyed. We have Justice Omoto's judgment of 24th of January 2024 unappealed. We have 2 judgments of Court of Appeal saying that Okojombo-led House of Assembly is illegal. But you can see the same governor sending nomination to Okojombo-led Assembly, saying that he's the one that will decide which assembly to stand. If the governor wants democracy to stand in Rivers State, the governor should please obey the laws of our land.
All right, so
the governor should please conduct local government election in accordance with our law. If there is no appropriation, there is no way the governor can conduct local government election and expect it to stand. And I thank the Federal High Court today in Abuja that have insisted that the INEC and the police should not be part of the local government election of 5th of October that the governor is already putting together. He has done that, which is sacrilege before the law. So he should obey the Supreme Court decision, and the Supreme Court decision is the law of our land, man.
All right, Samuel, I think that's a good place for us to leave it.
Supreme Court decision, man.
Yeah, thank you very much for speaking with us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.